Odima afambu ijoma uche ka ino gali aina chetezi azụ anya gwa gị fine gị nwere iji wee nọlikịta daalụ. I na-anabatakwa gị ọzọ press review bụ ife anyị nwere this morning with you nya bụ ka o si gbatakwụrụ na akwụkwọ nta akụkọ nke taa. Adọ onye nọnyelụ mbụ Tony Anebue. Tony Anebue bụ ndị na-etinye ọnụ ka ife si wee gbatakwụrụ n'obodo. Tony, happy new year.
Hi, Ejoma. Ekenekwa m. Ndị Igbo ekenekwa m unu na Anambra gbakọnata ka anyị unu kalịa.
Anyị na-anabata gị. Odima ka anyị na-enyezi anya na webụsaịtị anyị fụ akụkọ ndị anyị nwere ebe anwa. UBEC ASBEB conduct financial bid opening for intervention fence projects. 8 road projects ongoing in Agolo-Awka community to be completed next month. Anambra Assembly takes special attention for people living with disability during recruitment exercise. Ife a bụ ife anyị nwe na webụsaịtị anyị bụrụkwa na ọsụ ya onwe ife ndị ọzọ dịkwa ebe a mana nke a bụ the major stories anyị nwere ebe a today. Yes, Tony.
Yeah, it's good. Remind me, UBA conduct was it's not in my line.
Okay. Well, let's see others there.
Okay. Stand around, maybe, yes.
UBEC conduct financial bid opening for intervention funds projects. And then, okay, but I see 8 road projects ongoing in Agolo-Awka community to be completed next month.
Right.
I'm a lot of ongoing
Okay,
roads.
let's discuss on that issue of Agolo-Awka road. You know, recently, so much work is being done by the state government across the state, especially as it concerns road. The Awka Capital Territory really is experiencing very big government intervention on roads. I can mention few roads like that of Ebenebe. Yes, Amansi Ebenebe Road, that is almost completed. The Unizik Iswanyocha Mbapu Road, that is also almost completed. And now this Agolo-Awka Road, these are roads that actually need to have been done before now. In the state capital, I know that what we know as State Capital Development Agency in other states, naturally governments always map out money for capital projects, especially as it concerns road, because no road bia bobodo. If obodo alụrụ ụzọ ọfụma, onye abụgodo ife izizi ndị mmadụ na-afụma ha bata obodo tupu ekwubezi okwu health care and the light bụ night, mana in the daytime ịpụtafu obodo alụrụ ọfụma aplanụrụ ọfụma ejiro ngwongwo oluchisi ụzọ. Ana m ekene Anambra State Government n'ife a na-eme gbasara road. Professor Chukwuma Soludo is really giving Awka Capital Territory a facelift. At least in abata state capital kita. Enough we go see na government na alwolo. You got to go so this Agolo-Awka Road is not the only one, or even the ones I mentioned, they are not the only ones. I know that the state government is really doing so much on road. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then Anambra State Assembly takes special attention for people living with disability during recruitment exercise. Emana obuna ipulu na ebe no amana ama ebe no agata agafele gi. So that's why we are bringing up this people living with disabilities issue so that I think that's what
because most times we forget those that don't make noise. Easily, our society is such that, like you said, and then I know that people that are living with disability, a lot of disabilities, it's good that government look into their direction. Public-spirited individuals also look into their direction. And then while we're constructing houses, public house, we include assets that they will be able to use, like urinal that they will access, road or leadway through which they can drive, like especially those that use a wheelchair. Okay, so it's good that government and other people remember those people that are living with a disability.
Okay, thank you very much. Today, the first one was the Daily Sun newspaper. Beside the name template was the Anambra, ex-Anambra governor Obiano for arraignment over 4.8 billion naira fraud. Okay, we saw that one trending yesterday. There be banner headline there say Plateau boys again. With some riders there, churches, shops, property raised. Oh my God. Governor Mutwang imposes 24 hours curfew on Mangu over renewed killings. Turmoil in the State Assembly as Speaker bars 16 APC sacked PDP lawmakers from resumption. And in the Befana Boko, and I call Ifenemena House of Assembly. Okay, let's look at other stories. We will resist shells exist from the Niger Delta without cleanup and compensation. This is coming from CPEG. It says Ogoni cleanup program failed project urges federal government to address compensation issues in region. Okay, I think this is a good one. Tinubu meets South monarchs assures on completion of East-West Road. Do we have another story conveyed? Traders protest harassment of officials in Anambra. And then INEC allows of plans to disrupt by-elections by party supporters and candidates. Okay, that's all coming from Daily Sun, Kaifukuo Punch. Punch newspapers, the kidnapping epidemic, Kano, 9 others, more death sentence, live jail. Kano, Benue, Anambra, others committed to death sentences for convicts, officially saying this. IG orders intelligence gathering on abductors, kidnappers, landlords risk 20 years jail. On paper, okay. INEC meets security agencies over February 3rd by-election. 2 arrested over man's death after hotel sex romp. Any other story coming from here? No? Okay, let's see another paper, which is Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard newspaper, how federal government orders gained 1.05 trillion naira from naira depreciation. Do we have a rider there? As exchange rates gains soar by 10,400% in 9 months. Wow. And then standoff in Plateau as police battle 16 sacked PDP lawyers. Okay. While we impeach Speaker Ogun Assembly, Jakba 32,462 Nigerians apply for international passport in 2 weeks. This one is not Jakba, it's Exodus. Okay, Pengaston rejects planned sale of Shell's onshore assets. Okay. Daily Independent, year-round elections putting pressure on INEC. This is coming from Yakubu on Daily Independent. That's their banner headline there. Other stories coming from there. Plateau Assembly Wunstua insisting appeal courts endorsed lawmakers. This is coming from the speaker. Impunity everywhere you go. Nobody's obeying the law of the lands again. Tinubu vows to strengthen investment in oil, gas sector. Federal government states collaboration with Hungarian firm plus aircraft manufacturing. Speaker's impeachment not targeted at governor, new Ogun Assembly Speaker. Okay. Yes, Tony, let's get back to where we started. One story of interest here is that of Obiano, as Anambra Governor Obiano to be arraigned for 4.8 billion naira. The news broke yesterday.
Well, can remember that barely 12 hours after he left office, in fact, it was almost immediately he left office, he was arrested by EFCC. And since that time, I'm sure many people would have been asking, or rather have been asking questions, what happened? How far? The news is now out again. Anambra State, former ex-Anambra State, Anambra governor to be arraigned, I think today. Well, my only contribution towards that is that if all governors or government officials that worked, political appointees, political elected officers, know that there will be a time like this, I'm sure things would have turned for better. If you look at the other news you just read out, you hear about, I think 32,800 something Nigerians japaring. Japaring is leaving the country. They are not leaving the country because the country is good. They are not leaving the country because the country is being managed by efficient leaders. They are leaving the country because some people who have been given the opportunity to serve are messing up in government. Today, the exchange rate of Naira is so unthinkable. Even in the news, it said federal government made gain at the expense of the people. Federal government made gain at the depreciation of Naira. Yet people are dying. Every day in this country is like the government is at war with the people, with the masses. So I'm not particularly happy about what has been happening or what happened in the governance in this country, and especially in Anambra State. In Anambra State, if all the governors that had been in government in Anambra State were forced to face EFCC, forced to face accountability, I'm sure we won't be where we are today. But the truth is that at the end of all this, people go scot-free. So, well, I am not convicted Obiano. I am not the EFCC, I'm not the court. Let the judiciary take his course. If he's found wanting, let him face the music. But my own is that let us take all our leaders to EFCC. Because if they have been doing well, we won't be where we are today. Nigerians won't be suffering. Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are crying. Nigerians are dying every day. Okay. Yet people are at the leadership position. Today you can't see, food is nowhere to be found. Very costly. Transportation is in a mess. And everybody claims to be a saint. Both the leaders and the led. So there must be a way, something has to be done.
When we are sure that when they are taken to EFCC, really help because now a lot of them
many, all the ex-governors that have been to EFCC, we've not seen them, that EFCC that actually took them to, or are they telling us that after they've gone to that EFCC and to the court, they are all innocent?
That's it now.
Because, like you just said, all these things will be flying on the news. The next moment, the news will die off. nobody will hear of the story again.
Enu na enye go nya minister.
Okay? Enye onya minister. Before the Apple elected officers, they in a Senate House, none. So, I don't know what is really wrong in our country. I don't know. Okay.
Kanye Gabaniru played 2 boys again. Just, was it on the 24th of December, we saw what happened, where over 200 people were killed. Then, Buluziendos, that sports, and then a whole lot of things, Fabu, Fanas, Nafana Cheta Kwazo, and Fanacheta, the day and the time for Punafana Biabekwa Bukwa, and nobody is doing anything. Kita obido kwa no zokwa obatabagozi town and agba shops man be mad bioko.
And the worst part
and
of
then
it
in the Questly Ejuest and the family elect to take care of them.
Nobody has ever resigned.
Now about local politics in the House of Assembly.
Nobody has ever resigned from his office for incompetence. Nobody. I don't know what ICPC is doing. Because there are countries that things like this will happen. Even the Inspector General of Police will resign. Today in Nigeria, nobody is counting how many people that are dying every day over violence, uncontrolled violence. Nobody. The number is no more being counted. In fact, when you hear about 10 people being killed, nobody will listen, nobody will take it serious. 10, some will say just common 10. When you hear 20 people are killed, unnecessary violence, crisis, conflict, people don't take it serious. It has reached to 200, 300 number of people being killed. And nobody is really resigning for not doing the right or what's supposed to be done. How many people have been arrested for all these killings? Or don't we have security operatives anymore? How many people have we ever heard that these people causing this mayhem have been arrested and imprisoned? At the end of the day, you just like you said, they will threaten they will come back. And they will come back. And at the end of the day, life goes on. I'm sure that the so-called Nigerian population is no more where we think it is. We may think we are growing in population, but as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria is dwindling in population. Because the number of people that are being killed every day in this country far as number about 1,000 a day. Some people that are being kidnapped and killed, they will tell you they push out kidnappers, they discovered grave there, they discovered dead bodies. Nobody tell you how many. So, somebody must be held accountable. Somebody must be held responsible. That is what we are saying. Why is the country in such a way that nobody is sure of what has to be done? Is it based on that Nigerians are not doing what? That is, Nigerians as a people are not rising up to hold our leaders accountable. Somebody must be held accountable and somebody must hold somebody accountable. In democracy, it is the people that checkmate government. But nobody in Nigeria is interested.
And then I ask John, whether we are even practicing democracy.
But it's still the same people that will force democracy to be practiced.
You go to the polls, you elect people. They say that it's not the people, it's not the person that
what do we do?
Guys elect.
They said, INEC said, government said. What do the people do?
So, are we actually practicing democracy?
The question is still back to us, the people. It is the people that we say. It is the people that fought for democracy to be given to Nigerians. Where are we now? After we have gotten that democracy, what the egu kwede dey na nwata kwede aka na osi. Oluze ko school ko jidesi aka na osi ke okotopo aka ada. Why not fight for democracy? Don't we know what it involves? That we must checkmate democratic processes. Check those that were elected. Today, nobody is interested in checking anybody. Everybody prepare his own ground.
That's all.
Everybody is waiting to participate in the corrupt practices.
Oh dear.
Everybody is waiting. Let me tell you, look, take this word. People are no longer interested in how we are governed. People are interested in being allowed to participate in the sharing of the loot.
to stay alive.
To stay alive.
We will receive share tests from Niger Delta without cleanup and compensation. If we going to clean up and what has been lingering, I'm already coming to secondary school. We have it and now it's been there. And kita share nana, so many multinational companies are leaving the country. So ndio going to win is na iga before you were poba. Do you think they can get this? Because even as they do that, federal government, federal governments are they could open compensation. I think they are even talking about another thing. I saw it somewhere where the governments were saying, Nafaga and making sure now some of these multinational companies, or that they will do very well to maintain their oil companies and whatever. Okay, Kedifa game the shell and Diogoni.
You said you were in secondary school. The problem of oil spill was even older than Nigeria independence. Nigeria started exporting oil before even Nigerians knew. The so-called colonial master, the Shell camp, was established long before Nigeria got independence. You understand? So Britain had been exporting oil in Nigeria, causing a lot of oil spill, because oil, there must be possibility of overflow, spillage, breakup, and the rest of them, of pipes or drilling equipment. It's just like Eban Egumili. You understand? So, for many years, even before Nigeria got independence, oil spillage have been happening in the area where oil was found. It was after independence that Nigerians knew that we had oil, but it was there before. Now, the question is this. Who is supposed to be more interested in killing up outside the people that are suffering it? What's the government? Because when a government is interested in the welfare of the people it's governing, it's the government that will be telling these oil companies you must clean up. How can a government be there and there's a spillage that destroy your habitat, the habitat of your people, the people you are governing, and you pretend you don't know until the people will move on to the streets to protest? And even as they are protesting, government will raise army and police to shut them up. Now Shell is moving. Now when Shell moves, who cleans up that place? Is it supposed that Ogoni people will be the people that will be calling Shell to come and account? Before you even plan to leave, government that brought you in will call you, give account of the one you did. The landlord should go and look into even maybe Gacha. Okay? So it is the duty of Nigerian government to make sure that all the spillages, all the environmental degraded things that happen in those areas, they take care of them before they leave.
Okay. Odima, like I full story at Naponch about kidnapping epidemic. Kidnapping has become an epidemic. So I actually have vaccine. Vaccine I got about to control the epidemic. Kidnapping epidemic, Kano, 9 others more death sentence for. And then the IGP is talking about intelligence gathering. Among intelligence gathering. IGP orders intelligence gathering, on abductors and kidnappers. Why must there be kidnapping in the first place? Why don't you gather intelligence to stop kidnapping, not where the kidnapped are kept? That's why we're not getting it right. Why don't you prevent it?
It is now almost in every facet of our life in Nigeria. Sometimes the system will even encourage you to commit offense, so that they will now come after you. After IG orders intelligence gathering on abductors. Why wouldn't IG order intelligence gathering to prevent abduction? We have secret services in this country.
I don't even.
It's their duty not to infiltrate the environment and gather information that will stop any activity that is illegal. Why should the security operatives in Nigeria still pretend nothing is happening? Like this kidnapping that has become an epidemic. So, is it not possible to arrest those planning to kidnap than going after release of abductors? Is it not easier?
Making the environments unconducive for kidnappers to operate.
Good.
What
because
are you guys doing?
If you don't have personnel, employ more people. That will be in the beer parlor. That will be on the street, in public transport. That, what do you call it? There is, even in some countries, security operative will even get people and make them go in and pretend to be part of the kidnappers. So that they're able to, what they call undercover. So that as they are planning the operation, the undercover will give information and they will be arrested. Today in Nigeria, I don't know, because sometimes you hear some nasty news that even make it look like there is some collaboration.
Some aiding and abetting.
Yes, aiding and abetting taking place in high places.
Oh gosh.
That's why I said almost every day you see what looks like Nigerians are at war with their government. Government at war with the country, with the people.
With the citizens.
With the citizens. All the hackers know they came to go mobile peace with MTN and the Kedivu Bolia, GSM and the issue of Nima Patapa. Ebido block of Ago people. He rap EV game, but never go DJ on block. But yet these kidnappers are using phone.
They say they're looking for the kidnappers. Not one of the reasons why Eja block.
Eja block phone people that I don't. In fact, it's unfortunate for this.
Where is intelligence gathering?
Where is intelligence gathering? All these people number that have been used, so they are not registered.
You gotta block the phone number of
number of Nigerians.
I got the wine on a village.
Then the person will leave what he's doing every day to go to the
medical.
To go to MTN. And if you go there, you will not even be attended to. You see queues. People will leave their means of livelihood to queue in GSM offices. Yet kidnappers are using phone. So intelligence gathering. Some of these things can be done with intelligence gathering. We know. They know about intelligence gathering. But they don't know how to apply it. Why are we like this?
I don't know.
That every day people are being kidnapped. The economic activity in the country is dropping. Companies are moving out of the country to other areas. Yet the Nigerian government is making profit over depreciation of Naira. And some people are happy.
And it's the better line we have from Vanguard Newspaper. So I think you have talked much about this. So let me just leave it and go. That's how federal government's orders gain 1.05 trillion naira from Naira depreciation. You gain from your failure. It sounds so funny that your money is depreciating. Is it
a gain or a loss?
So when you gain, what do you do with the gain? You still plug into the depreciation.
And it will swallow it, and then people are dying.
Oh, Dimma. Kanye na ganiru. Onwelo story on choka imetuaka. Okay, Anya, if we go about that Gaddafi, if Naira depreciation, a standoff in Plateau as police battle system sack PDP. Onwelo if Ozanya ga wadende ndi Plateau and anyway, let's join it with what's going on in the River State about the reabsorbing of the lawmakers.
See, sometimes I find it difficult. In fact, I find it uncomfortable to discuss political problems that occurs among politicians because they are distracting us. Okay? Now, why this one is important to discuss is that it is no more in the political arena. It has come into the State House. There are procedure for governance. Democracy has procedure. What we have as a problem is that most times, and in all cases, the executive muzzles the State House. And the House of Assembly, the legislators are no longer independent to handle their duty of check and balance of the executive. So, anytime the chief executive finds it difficult to get what he wants from the members of the National State Assembly, to go in there and cause problem. That is what is happening in Nigeria. And then incidentally, outsiders will start playing. Sometimes outsiders will have problem with the governor. They would like to use the state house to fight that war. People will now leave their legitimate duty, legitimate legislative duty, and start engaging in fighting a war for somebody outside their government. All these are the problems we have in this our own, I don't know how to call it, it's no longer nascent now. Initially, when we were complaining, they would tell us to wait. Our democracy is still nascent. Nobody is talking about nascent anymore. Our democracy has matured. Something we learn. We think we are not learning anything. So what is happening in Plateau and in River State, they are still the same thing. Where the executive and the legislature is at war. It's unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate. Okay. Let's quickly look at the remaining of the papers and see if you can get something different. Sorry about that. The Guardian newspaper is our next paper. This morning, 2015 broadband target dicey as 31 states remain underserved. 2025 broadband target dicey as 31 states remain underserved. The story is on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Other stories coming from there: 12 in place night over NNPP APC supporters clash in Kano. Old corruption saboteurs hobble new regime at passport offices. Okay. And then EFCC to Arena Obiano, we've seen that story. Do we have another story? Matawang declares 24 hours curfew. We've also seen it. Ijo use Pengasen set for showdown over sale of shells onshore assets. We have seen that one too. Blinken, Tinubu hold bilateral talks on security economic cooperation. Let's see. Please move against self-kidnap. Arrest suspects in Lagos, Plateau, and Abuja. Ogun Assembly impeaches. Oh my God, this self-kidnap will be the lawful. Get it here and can't mean easy. Okay, let's look at other papers. First, Daily Trust is our next paper. It's killed as fresh violence erupts in Plateau. With some riders there, mosque, churches, houses burned. 24-hour curfew imposed in Mangu local government area. We've deployed troops, military as usual. The troop when they deploy, what are they going to do? Kai, Chineke melo
kidnap is a business arrangement.
Okay, we are coming. Let's look at all these ones before we get. So security agents arrest Fulani leader, Border Joe. Is it Fulani leader or Meiti? I heard it's Meiti yesterday. Okay, Tinubu. Okay. Police arrest gun runner with ammunition in Kaduna. Down here, still on this paper, Daily Trust. Down here, okay, if you look at the Daily Trust, the picture at the front page there, you see some people that were wounded, lying on the floor, perhaps floor of a hospital. Oh, it's horrible. That's from the Plateau crisis. Okay, sacked PDP lawmakers storm Plateau Assembly APC. I don't want to say the story again. Bandits kill man, kidnaps 16 family members in Niger. Despite receiving 1.88 trillion naira in 2 years, 9 oil-producing states' debt skyrockets. Okay, well, the last paper this morning is the Nigerian Tribune. On the front page, we'll have the story: crisis looms in Plateau Assembly. Same old story of the politicians, of the proverbial ndonofana abokuna chuoke. Yeah, Rivers Assembly crisis court notifies passage of 2024 budget by 5 members. Okay. 5,081 killed as federal road safety reduces crashes by 22% in 2023. Why Nigerian economy is in crisis? Strangulation. Not strangulation, not strangulation, okay? This is coming from Economist. Okay. Other stories coming from here. Tinubu directs students loan expansion. And then we have seen this other story. Go ahead and say what you want to say.
I was trying to talk about the self-kidnap, which is, I said, is a business arrangement. People only go call, arrange a kidnapping. Akpọbazia Ijeoma has been kidnapped. So you see, kidnapping has gone scientific. It's no longer a distress issue. It is now self-arranging.
So when do we know when it's self-arranging, and when do we know
the only when you arrest them, then both the kidnappee and the kidnapper will now be arraigned in court. The question is who will arrest them. Okay? So the other issue I want to talk about is Blinken. That is the American Secretary of State, that visiting Nigeria over security. That's what we are told. That is over security and economic cooperation. Well, why I'm happy about that, and I want to talk about it, is that I've asked these questions repeatedly. Why is it that foreign powers or foreign countries don't show interest in Nigerian governance? Only when democracy election comes around, they will start telling us of how important Nigeria is to the world. But when government is messing the people up, because I remember last time it was, I think it's the American Embassy that organized a sit-out or discussion class with the civil society, and we're talking about insecurity, how it's going to affect the election. And I told them, where were you when acts that leads to insecurity was being executed in Nigeria? So, as Blinken is in Nigeria, is holding bilateral talks with Tinubu on security, let them also discuss things that will lead to insecurity. Because most times, the problem is not just about security or insecurity. It is things that will likely going to lead to insecurity. Because when people are complaining and nobody is listening, there is possibility that they may take up arms. They may become violent. Government is meant to solve problems before it erupts. Not after it has come up, you start looking at a fire brigade approach, solving them, rolling out tanks and ammunition. So, let the American government advise Nigeria on how to stop matters that will lead to insecurity. There are a lot of matters that would have been solved that wouldn't have led to this insecurity if they were solved.
We don't want you to be secured is the first question.
Over years.
If they want you to be secure, then they will start preventing matters that will lead to
people are complaining over certain issues in this country. Some they say it is no-go area. That no matter how it suppresses you, you don't discuss it. I remember Jonathan that's convoked a national conference. He says certain matters are a no-go area. Over the years, Nigerian governments have been running a system that said certain matters should not be discussed.
And security is one of them.
How are you living in a nation, governing a nation, and you say the matters that concern that nation are no-go area? Today, we now have insecurity everywhere because of these no-go areas. Is it not even necessary to bring back those people that created those no-go area and imprison them? Because they brought us into the mess we are in today. And then the government that is still in place, do we still have no-go area?
Yes, we still do.
Why can't we discuss all matters? Bring every matter on the table and discuss them.
Some radio and television stations are being shut down or
from discussing certain things.
Discussing security issues
or
insecurity matters in their stations. So there
I think it is time for Nigerian people to gather together and tell our government the truth. There should be there should be no-go area in political discussion. Let's discuss everything so that Nigerians will stop dying for Nigeria.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tony Anebwe, our public affairs analyst, for joining us this morning to look at the pages of the newspaper. That look, I can go.
Thank you very much.
Mama number for the self. You didn't have for my family, bunny na pass for you. Man, I kept one if I get name, if I get my name, Punyabusan antenna no adero. Dalo sir.
Thank you.
Odema back aniga abadogo die maka oku sinanta kwa ko ketata. Kai no ale kai weke wetelo ni fendi ozanyo we. Dalo no.